A dead female body lies at the bottom of a multi-story building. It looks as though she committed suicide by jumping from one of the floors. When the detective arrives, he goes to the first floor of the building, opens the closed window, and flips a coin towards the floor. He goes to the second floor and does the exact same thing. He continues to do this until he gets to the top floor of the building. When he comes back down, he states that it was a murder and not a suicide. How does he know that? Welcome to iQuiz channel. Today I'm sharing 10 crime riddles that most people fail to solve. Are you smart enough to figure out what happened? Count your wrong answers and see the result at the end of the video. Don't forget to support us and let's get right into the action. A girl is at the funeral of her mother. She meets a nice guy that she didn't know who also was at the funeral and they hit it off. She was busy at the funeral and didn't have time to ask him for his number before he left. She tried really hard to track him down, but no one knew who he was or how to contact him. A few days later, her sister dies and the police suspect it to be a murder. Who killed her sister?
She killed her sister. She was hoping that if someone else in her family died, the man she met at her mother's funeral would show up again.
Nicole went to the police to report that someone had stolen her vintage ring. When the police got to her house, they noticed that the window was broken. There was a total mess inside, and there were dirty footprints on the carpet. Looks like a robbery. But there were no other signs of a break-in. The next day, the police arrested Nicole for fraud. Why?
As soon as the police got to the crime scene, they knew that Nicole has most likely staged the break-in. The glass from the broken window was all outside of the house, meaning that it had been broken from the inside.
A Japanese ship was leaving the port and on its way to open sea. The captain went to go oil some parts of the ship and took his ring off so it wouldn't get damaged. He left it on the table next to his bunk. When he returned, it was missing. He had suspected 3 crew members could be guilty and asked them what they had been doing for the 10 minutes that he had been gone. The cook, the engineer, and the seaman. All 3 individuals have presented their defenses. The cook said,
"I was in the kitchen preparing tonight's dinner."
The engineer said,
"I was working in the engine room making sure everything was running smoothly."
The seaman said,
"I was on the mast correcting the flag because someone had attached it upside down by mistake."
The captain immediately knew who it was. How?
It was clearly the seaman. It was a Japanese ship, and a Japanese flag is white with a single red dot in the middle. It can't be hung upside down.
On the first day of school, someone murdered a history teacher. There were 4 people at the school that the police suspected had done it. The landscaper, a math teacher, a basketball coach, and the principal. These were their alibis. Before I tell you, make sure you are reading the story very, very carefully. Are you ready? The landscaper said he was outside mowing the lawn. The math teacher said he was giving a mid-year test. The basketball coach said he was running practice drills with his players. The principal said she was in her office. After giving their alibis, the police arrested the killer immediately. Who killed the history teacher and how did the police know?
The math teacher killed the history teacher. He claimed that he was giving a mid-year test, but it was the first day of school.
Okay, take a deep breath and get ready for this one. because this one is not easy. A woman was in court for killing her husband. She said she wasn't guilty and that she dearly missed him. In the closing statement, the woman's lawyer stands up and says,
Her husband was just missing. Everyone look at the doors. He's going to walk through them in about 30 seconds.
The entire jury stares at the doors waiting for this woman's husband to walk through the doors. The lawyer and the woman stare at the jury. Read it again because all details are important. The lawyer concludes by saying,
See, if you were so sure she killed her husband, you wouldn't be watching that door.
The jury immediately gave a guilty verdict. Why?
The woman was watching the jury and not the doors because she knew that her husband wouldn't walk through them because she had killed him. If she has really missed him like she said, she would have been watching the doors.
A serial killer kidnapped 5 different people and sat them down each with 2 pills in their hand and a glass of water. He told them each to take 1 pill, but warned them that one was poisonous and the other was harmless. Whichever pill the victim didn't take, the serial killer would take. Every victim somehow chose the poisonous pill and died. How did the serial killer get them all to take the poisonous pill?
Neither of the pills was poisonous. The poison was in the water that all the victims used to swallow their pill.
A couple reported a robbery. The husband told the policeman that he thinks that the burglar presumably entered the house by breaking through the window, pointing to the broken window glasses on the outside of the house. Take your time to read it carefully. The policeman noticed that the inside of the house only a few tiny pieces of window glass particles scattered around near the broken window area, and told him that it was not a burglary, and no outsider has entered his house through that window. What made the policeman so sure? What do you think? Comment your answer.
When a window is broken from the outside by a thief, most of the glass will be found on the inside of the house, not on the outside of the house.
A guy was found dead in his study by his friend. The victim's friend called the police. He told them that when he was walking by the victim's place, he thought that he would pay him a visit. But as soon as he wiped the frost on the window to peep inside, take your time to understand the story, because every details matter. He saw his body lying on the floor and therefore immediately called the police. The officer immediately arrested him for the murder of his friend. How did the officer know that he was lying?
Frost forms on the inside of the window, not the outside, so Peter could not have wiped it off to discover Ben's body.
"Who shot her?" cried a man as he rushed into the hospital where his wife was kept. The man was stopped by the police, who asked him where he was last night. He told them he was spending the night at a friend's place. told them that when he called to check on his wife, the maid answered the call and just told him that his wife has been taken to the hospital. And as soon as he heard this, he came running to the hospital. After hearing this, the police immediately arrested him. Why?
As soon as he entered the hospital, she cried, "Who shot her?" How would he know that she was shot when no one informed him so?